When you think of the United Kingdom in general, what are the first images that you think of? The Queen and Buckingham Palace? London's Big Ben? Cups of tea and fish and chips? Whatever comes to mind, it probably isn't the gigantic amount of money flowing through Britain, being laundered and sent straight back to where it came from, Russia. That's exactly what's been happening as far back as the early 1990s, and since then, Russian oligarchs have been using the UK to hide, hold, and wash their dirty money. Some say it began under Margaret Thatcher's rule and the deregulation of the financial district, and now it's almost impossible to calculate how much Russian money and assets are just in Britain alone, with most of the billions of dollars being funneled from tax haven locations around the globe like Cyprus and the Bahamas. For many years, Russian oligarchs have been buying up everything they could get their hands on, with London being a prime example. Mansions and real estate, super yachts and football teams are all owned by the mega-rich Russians, including the Chelsea Football Club, which was bought in 2003 by oligarch Roman Abramovich until he sold the team 19 years later. By 2013, an analysis by the estate agency Knight Frank estimated that almost a tenth of all buyers of property in the UK came from the former Soviet Union. Later in 2015, one of the few studies on the subject came from an analyst at Deutsche Bank who saw discrepancies of money which flowed into and out of the UK could have been totaled up to $67.5 billion that year. That's on top of the officially declared figure. Not even 2 years after the report was published, Deutsche Bank traders in Moscow were caught secretly moving $10 billion of their clients' money out of Russia by illegally exploiting the stock market. The bank had to pay fines of $425 million after being caught. It was later determined in a Financial Times report that at least 31 law firms, 86 banks, and 177 educational institutions in Britain accepted or moved dirty money from around the world based out of Russia. When so many real estate agents, lawyers, bankers, and politicians have their hands out to get paid, it's impossible to determine the legitimacy of the names on the titles of property owners when the people buying are being assisted from such high levels of corruption. It can be estimated that, at the time this video was created, the money laundering in Britain could be anywhere between 23 billion and 57 billion euros a year. Unfortunately, some of the few people who have been willing to testify about Russian money wind up murdered. This happened in 2006 when a man named Alexander Litvinenko, who was working with Spanish and British authorities to expose Russian money flow, was found dead from poison. It happened again with a 44-year-old banker named Alexander Perepolinsky, who was trying to figure out what happened regarding the $230 million that was stolen from the Russian budget, died of a heart attack while jogging. Well, they thought it was a heart attack. The murder was caused, again, by poison from a rare plant extract. Basically, without the Kremlin or Russia's government approval, prosecuting the rich Russians who launder money can't proceed. And they probably won't be giving that approval anytime soon. In the meantime, the oligarchs will buy more real estate, luxury items, and probably some of the politicians you are voting for until serious changes are made and transparency in the financial world happens, or the world comes to an end. Maybe you can guess which is more likely to happen first.